What's up everyone? I'm Colby Cheese, and today we're going to be doing some maps on my Summoner Witch. This is going to be the mountain ledge right now. I am in my, I think I'm around level 70 at the time of recording this video here. And I have a few videos of maps where I'm just blazing through them really quickly, very easily. I was very afraid to actually start doing maps right away because I had heard on people's streams like, oh man, if you don't have like 5,000 health, you're going to get one shot by chaos damage, and I don't know, so I was kind of afraid, but then my friends were like, no, it's not that bad, you just make sure you don't get a terrible map mod. So this particular mod is more monster health and I believe more magic monsters. So I was like, well, that's great for me because essentially when you're doing maps, you want maps that have a lot of monsters and you want the map to be as big as possible while also having a big quantity of items. And obviously you just do whatever mods you're comfortable with doing, whatever you feel you can do safely without dying. So in this particular case, this one was fairly easy in Mountain Ledge. This is actually the first time I've did this one, and I'm doing really well. Just running through here, the passageways are pretty narrow, which makes it easy for me to run through, and I can put people in chokeholds, and everything's going smooth. The reason I actually chose this this video to commentate on is because I actually had a little bit of trouble here. If you'll notice, I'm about to come up on the boss here, and there's a bunch of fire golems, and there's a rare one, and all of my minions, they kind of group up right here in this location. And these are fire golems. Whenever they roll, they create a fire ground, and you'll see right now, like, everything just pops instantly. Boom! Everything's gone. I'm so sad. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Essentially, whenever you lose all of your Solaris Temple Specters as a summoner, your damage just pretty much dies with them because that is your main source of killing stuff. So I kind of want to show you guys this video to explain, like, well, what do you do as a Summoner Witch if your main minions get killed? So obviously you could just leave and go get some more, which is annoying, and I don't like doing that. Or you can do what I do and just try and find the best minions that you have available to you at the time. Now, I do have my skeleton totem, and that is a good way for me to kill some of the rare mobs. So I'm going to keep on putting down the skeleton totem. It's going to spawn skeletons continuously on top of this rare boss here. And eventually he's just going to keep rolling on them, and they will explode, taking his life down as much as possible. So that's definitely what I'm looking forward to here. Now, as long as I stay away from this guy, he's not going to be too big of an issue for me. I do have to be careful. Obviously, I don't have a lot of survivability because I have a third of my life reserved by the wand that I'm using, which gives me an extra specter here. So until I find another wand that I can use and I'm comfortable with just 3 specters, I'm going to just keep doing these maps that don't have, like, you know, maybe like 100% extra monster damage lightning. Hell no, there's no way I would do that one. Another one I actually found that was bad for me was Burning Ground, which is probably simple for a lot of people, but since my minions have to stand in that crap, they just die all the time, and that really sucks. So pretty much anything with like alchemists in it or whatever, I have a lot of trouble with as a witch. Or sorry, as a summoner, I should say, just because anything that leaves lingering burning damage or any kind of lingering damage on the ground, that's going to take out my minions very quickly. So I have to kind of be careful about those maps. Now, this one is not terrible for me. I basically am trying to figure out which minions are going to be strong enough for me. I picked up a couple of those skeletons, and skeletons are not the best. I mean, they're obviously really easy enemies to kill in the first place, so if you have them as specters, they're going to be easy to kill as specters, and they're not going to do a lot of damage. But again, I'm just working with what I've got here. Eventually, I think I'm going to grab, I think what I did is I tried to grab a few of those fire mages, but the fire mages don't do anything but shoot their wand, and the wand is pretty weak as well. So they're like a shitty version of a wander or something like that. They just basically don't do anything but put flammability on the mobs, which is nice if I had something else doing fire damage, but, well, they killed all my fire damage guys, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off these guys. I guess I already killed the boss of this area. I didn't even see him die. I imagine that he probably died to my specters before they got rolled over by the rare rock guy. So what I am about to do here is raise up some of these burning golems, since they were the ones that killed my guys. I don't believe I'd do that just yet. But the thing about having melee specters, however, is that, you know, while it's nice to have the extra tankiness of them, you have to actually go kind of close to the enemies that you're trying to attack in order for those minions to actually do damage to them. So For example, with my specters that are ranged, I can just stay really far back and they'll just be firing out fireballs from super far away. But once I raise up all of these golems, I'm gonna have to actually wait for them to get up into range. So let me just fast forward a bit. Essentially, I was just raising up some golems here, so I'm gonna put this on like 50x speed or something like that. Here we go. And the golems are now gonna be rolling over each other. This is like roly-poly golem fight action with burning ground everywhere. I don't know whose fire is whose. If I lose my shield, I go complete wimpy mode and just run away. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get one shot by golems. I did have a witch get one shot by a golem previously. Of course, she was only in cruel, so it wasn't too bad. It had only taken me like 6 hours of gameplay to get there. But since that point, I've been like deathly afraid. It's like a childhood fear of mine now. It's like every time I see a golem, I'm like, oh, I don't want to die. Even though they're probably not. I mean, they've already hit me a few times and it wasn't too bad. They just take off my shield, so I'll let that recharge and I'm good to go. Some minions that I really like to have are the alchemists. Like, you know, if I don't have the specters that you know, from Solaris Temple, the flame sentinels. The alchemists are really a big pain. They generally just destroy all of my minions every time I'm in a map against alchemists, especially if they're like in doorways. Alchemists are not too big of a problem in these open maps, but whenever you have choke points, they just tend to sit back, and I don't know if it's the AI or just my luck, but they're always like in super safe areas, and they'll just throw a bomb through a doorway and just bleh, and then all your minions are like, hey, I'm gonna go stand in this doorway and die instantly, and so that sucks. But essentially what I have to do against those guys is I'll just keep on putting up skeleton totems in the doorway or past the doorway, and then I'll just run away and wait for the skeletons to explode on top of the alchemists, and then that'll kill them pretty well. So once they die, I'll raise up a few alchemists. And alchemists with GMP, which is what I have my specters socketed with, are pretty freaking awesome. Of course, the only problem with that is whenever you have your own alchemist and then the enemies have, or you know, the enemies are alchemists, you're seeing all this crap on the ground. You're like, is that my poison arrow bomb or is that their poison bomb? So every time you see poison on the ground, you're like, crap, I don't know about that. Since chaos damage can pretty much take out people who use energy shield very quickly, well, pretty much anyone, because a lot of times you don't have a lot of chaos resist. I'm actually doing very well in chaos resist. I'm using a 5-link that I bought, which when it became rare, it got a little bit of chaos resist, and then I've got 2 chaos resist nodes as well. And oh, did I just level up? Looks like I did. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to myself putting the point in. So, oh crap, losing a little bit of HP. I actually get very scared if I lose even a little bit of HP. I just start spamming my instant pots, and I'm like, I don't know, because I'm in hardcore right now, and I really don't want to die on this character. This is I spent a lot of currency building this guy up. You know, several exalts worth of currency on the various uniques that I bought. And you can definitely make a summoner witch that doesn't rely on having the 2 extra specters. But for me, I thought that was a lot of fun. You know, at first I wasn't sure, but after playing the witch for a while, or the summoner for a while, it's actually really fun. You have to manage your minions just right, and I try and figure out just the right positioning to get everyone, and you gotta, you know, manage that skeleton totem. And so a couple of things that I'm thinking about doing with my witch to make her a little bit better. And you know, I've been trying out arc for a while, but honestly my damage is not very high with arc. And the way it works is if you want to shock stack an enemy and you hit them with your arc or with any lightning damage, you're gonna do, I think, I don't know the exact number, but it's something around like 1/4 of a second for every couple of percentage of their max health that you hit them for with your lightning damage. But since I have such little lightning damage, I'm really not shocking them enough, and I need to socket it with faster casting at least to be effective. But I think I've actually got it socketed with added chaos because I'm just leveling that gem, since I socket my specters with added lightning or added chaos, just depending on, I don't know what I'm doing, I guess. I really just keep added lightning on for the most part for my specters because I want them to be able to shock stack as well. And that's also why my guys will generally kill so fast, is because they can just blast everything and shock stack away until, you know, they get rolled over by some damn fire golems. So whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm still going through this map at a decent pace. You'll notice I actually picked up a goat man who's got some fireballs. Anytime I find a minion that shoots fireballs, I'm like, hell yeah, that's exactly what I want. And so fire damage is really strong in this game. Generally, you don't see a lot of people play like fireball heroes or fireball builds just because you can one-shot yourself or kill yourself to reflect mobs. That's actually, now that I think about it, another thing that really messes with my flame sentinels is if I see a spell reflect mob, I'm like, well, there goes my specters, because they just start shooting and they're like, oh, I'm killing myself, and then they're dead. So that's really stupid. I wish I had like a stop attack command, and I would just use skeletons to kill the reflect mob and save my specters. But there's no way you can do that, unfortunately. Sad face here. Well, anyways, this map is pretty much done. Hopefully you guys got some interesting view out of what you can do on a summoner witch if you lose your good specters. I think in the future I'm gonna try out putting, instead of having my skeletons on a totem, I might actually put arc on a totem, or maybe spark on a totem, or I don't know, I'll figure it out, some kind of spell on a totem, and have that firing away, and then I'll just strategically place my skeletons myself. Of course, in order to do that effectively, I might want to pick up some more cast speed, because right now I haven't been investing any of my item slots into cast speed. Actually, a lot of my gear sucks, but anyways, that's I guess a time for another video. For now, I'm pretty much done with this one, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to see some more vids. I'll see you around for the next one. This is Colby Cheese. Peace out.